Alright guys, Tom here and welcome to a new video. If you guys could smash the likes, that'd be absolutely awesome. Last week I did a Raw review and it did really well, so if this does well I'll do another one next week, so that'd be a good thing to look forward to. So we're going to kick this Raw review off by talking about the opening segment, which was a Paul Heyman promo. How did I think the whole Raw was last night? I really didn't enjoy it. I think it was the same old crap. There really wasn't something that stood out, but we're going to break it all down today. What did I think of the opening segment? I thought it went on for way too long. 20 minutes for your opening segment with just talking is not what I want to see on a wrestling show. I want to go straight into the action. Last week, we had the New Day accept the US Open challenge, and we got straight into the action. But this week, the Paul Heyman promo was okay, but it went on for 20 minutes, and then when Big Show came out, I just switched off. And the thing that's really frustrating is they're really not really building up the Undertaker and Brock Lesnar match. It just doesn't seem like we've moved on since SummerSlam. It's just making no progression whatsoever. Why should we watch this match? Tell us why we should watch this match. There's been really no build for it whatsoever, and there wasn't either anything really here either. No progression. I'm not really looking forward to the match at all. We need to start building it properly. There's nothing going on. Please start building this match properly. I thought we'd get it here. Just doesn't seem like we've really moved on at all. And then when Big Show came out, sort of started falling asleep and lost interest. 20 minutes for a promo, way too long. I really didn't enjoy it. They should honestly have started Raw this week like they did last week, or by having the Roman Reigns, Ambrose and Orton against the Wyatt family match kick off Raw, because that was awesome. I thought this was a really good match. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great match, entertaining, given plenty of time, really good. I liked the ending segment. And I also like the fact that Reigns got the win as well, building his momentum up and also sending a message to Bray Wyatt, who was sat on the ramp by the ring. And I thought it was a really good match. I had no complaints with it whatsoever. Good job. This should have started Raw because this was good. This was entertaining. The promo wasn't. Yes, it was a Paul Heyman promo. It was good. But honestly, it was 20 minutes. It dragged on and it really didn't build the Taker and Brock Lesnar match too much. And I'm really not too interested in that match at this point. I want to see some action. I want to see them head-to-head in a ring. I don't want to see talking about it. I want to see action. This was action. The match was action. It was great, and I really liked it. The next match, which I didn't like, was Sheamus against Neville. I mean, this did absolutely nothing for me. It meant nothing. Why was Wade Barrett at ringside? Why did he distract Neville? It made no sense. It ended in 5 seconds. The entrances last longer than the match. What a waste of time. They're insulting our intelligence. Why was this even on the show? I have no idea. And why was Neville getting the loss as well? I mean, this guy only came in a few months ago and he's taken a pinfall to Sheamus in 5 seconds. What is going on? Who wrote that crap? Who the hell thought of that as a good idea? The next match was Seth Rollins confronting Kane, and this went on for a little bit too long as well, a little bit too much talking on this show, and really, we already knew that this match was going to get announced. We were just waiting for it to go up on WWE.com, so the fact that they made a whole 10 to 15 minute promo out of it, I really didn't like that. It was okay. I liked how they announced that Kane's responsibilities as the COO are now on the line. It makes it a little bit more unpredictable, but we still kind of know Seth Rollins is going to win the match. So I kind of like that little twist they've added. A little bit too much talking at this point, and I want a little bit more action. Now, we did get action with Natalya against Paige. I thought this was one of the best matches they've had all year for the Divas division. I thought it was really good. We didn't have any of that PCB and Bella crap. It was just two people, one-on-one, in the middle of the ring, getting it down, and it was a great match. There was none of that stupid team stuff going on at ringside. It was just straight up a great match, and I really liked it. Short of shocking that Natalya got the win, but also I think that's a positive, because sometimes she just puts over people. Finally, she actually gets a win for herself. I really liked this match. It was great. I'd like to see them do it again, maybe on SmackDown, because I thought it was a really good match, and yeah, it was awesome. The next match was Owens against Sin Cara. I like this match. I'd really like to see Sin Cara and Kevin Owens have another match if it lasted longer. We all knew Owens was going to win the match. Was way too short. I think really the moves that they did, it could have been a really good match if they gave it more time. it was a bit of a squash match for Sin Cara. I think the Lucha Dragons are a hell of a good tag team and they could be doing a hell of a lot better booking wise. But Kevin Owens and Sin Cara had some good moves there. It was entertaining and I'd love to see them do it again, to be honest. And I really like the bit with Ryback at the end as well. I'm actually quite looking forward to a Ryback and Kevin Owens rematch. I think that'll be actually really, really good. The next match we had was the Dudley Boyz against Seth Rollins and Kane. This whole thing was great. The match was great. The way he tied up Kane was really, really unique. I love everything they're doing with Kane. Who thought in 2015 we'd have an entertaining WWE title feud which involved Kane? It's been amazing. This whole split personality thing, great. They didn't do it as much on tonight's Raw, probably hardly ever apart from the little ankle limp, which was really good as well. Yeah, they've kind of dubbed it down now. I think the ratings weren't too good for the last 2 weeks, so they thought we're not going to really bother doing this whole split personality thing as much. Wish they did it more because I really liked that the last 2 weeks, but they still did it a little bit. I liked how Kane walked off and smiled as he was getting taken up the ramp. That was amazing. That's really good storytelling right there. I didn't really like the ending where it kind of just ended in DQ. That really didn't make much sense to me, but I really liked it how Kane sat up, chokeslammed Seth Rollins through the table. That was all great. And yeah, I really liked it. I just didn't like the finish of the match. I thought it deserved a clean finish. And honestly, the Dudley Boyz, they could do with some momentum because they keep losing to the New Day. Well, they haven't won the tag belts in 2 matches. They could have done with a win, and it would have made Seth Rollins look more vulnerable. The fact that it ended in DQ, it was a bit, we just sat through a 10-minute match for it to end in DQ. That kind of sucked. But overall, I really like this whole Kane dynamic they're doing, and one of the most interesting things they have on the whole show at the moment. The next match was Team B.A.D against Team Bella. Great that they're doing 2 Divas matches on one show now. Not so great that it just felt like we'd been here and done it before. They need to end this whole Divas team thing. It's getting a little bit old. It was a little bit old 2 months ago. It just feels like we've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. The promos before the match were cool. I like how they're giving the Divas a lot more mic time. Just feels like Nikki, when she's trying to get this heel heat, she just uses the most cheap stuff, like, oh, the New York Yankees, and then they just boo her out the building. I mean, I wish she'd think of more unique stuff to say than that. But yeah, it was an okay match. They gave it way too much time, but there was some nice spots in there, and it was okay. But overall, I just wish they'd end this whole team thing, and Divas start fighting for themselves instead of this whole team thing. Just get on with it. The next thing was the worst thing on the show. Summer Rae proposing to Rusev. Why is that on a wrestling show? I have no idea whatsoever. Rusev is the Bulgarian brute. He hadn't lost in a whole year for the WWE, and now he's in a segment getting proposed to by a girl. What the fuck is that? What the hell? The main event was the US champ, John Cena, defeating the WWE Tag Team Champions B.A.D. I didn't really like this because it was just the same old crap, really. Your main event ending with John Cena hitting the Attitude Adjustment. And once again, we've got the New Day accepting the US Open Challenge. Do they not have anybody else on the roster to accept the US Open Challenge? Obviously not. But after it, actually, it was a good match. It was a good match, but this isn't 2005 anymore. John Cena shouldn't be winning in your main event with an AA. We want something new. But I really liked the clusterfuck which happened after. That was cool, where you had the Dudley Boyz, Ziggler, and everything like that. I thought it was unique that the New Day overall ended Raw standing tall. That was kind of strange but unique. Better than having John Cena standing tall at the end of Raw, I think. And I liked it how they sort of slightly set up this whole Ziggler and Cena match for Hell in a Cell. I'm not too keen on the idea of Ziggler against Cena because we've seen that all before. But I kind of liked it how the New Day ended Raw standing tall this week because we're not used to seeing that. It's usually either Cena, Reigns, Ambrose or Orton, somebody big like that, or a Brock Lesnar. The New Day to end Monday Night Raw, that was cool and a unique way to do it. So overall, some okay matches, but there really wasn't a standout moment on this Monday Night Raw. It was all just a bit average and nothing really too great. What did you guys think? I'm going to give it, once again, for the second week in a row, a 6 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Spike your hair.